Hey Birchouse friends, welcome back. So, a little over a month ago, I teased a project and I asked you all what you thought it might be. And all the comments were like, oh, it's a shield, it's a shield. Well, you know what? You're right. I guess we've gotten pretty predictable. But not just any shield, one of the big ones, one of the iconic ones, the Roman Scutum. And credit where credit is due, our friends at Everglade Academy were the first to spot the specific shield that we were building. And this shield was a custom order. It was ordered by our friends of the Heavy Steel Combat Exhibitors of the Swordsmanship Museum and Academy. And it's going to be debuting at Michigan Nordic Fire Festival next weekend. That's in Charlotte, Michigan from February 21st to the 23rd. And if you are in the neighborhood and you're looking for something to do over the weekend, or if you're looking for a fun weekend road trip, this is an event you absolutely must go to. There are amazing vendors, really incredible educators. They burn a Viking ship down, and while you're there, you can see this shield in person going toe-to-toe in combat, and we are so excited about that. So I want to talk about the build, but before I do, I want to very briefly touch on the history of the Roman Scutum. So, like I said, this is the iconic Roman shield, the one that most people think of when they think of like Roman legionary, Roman soldier. But it's not the only Roman shield. In fact, Roman shields are really very diverse. Something to think about is that Rome lasts from 753 BC to around 456 AD. In fact, children in the latter part of the Roman civilization were learning about ancient Rome, and that's just mind-blowing. And over the course of that millennia, there are changes to technology, social ideals, warfare tactics, and so naturally, there's an evolution to things like weapons and armor, and of course, shields. So the Roman Scutum is used in Rome from approximately 400, 300 BC to around 300 AD. And it offers unparalleled protection from both close and range combat. You can see, just holding this at my hip, this covers my entire body. And even as I rotate, most of myself is covered. And simply all I have to do is shift the shield to continue to cover my body. This really offers a great deal of protection. It's a really good shield. And of course, it has this striking shape and these bright colors that have really cemented it in our collective imaginations. So let's talk about the belt a little bit. Quick side note, the Latin word scuta, where we get the word scutum, means shield. It also references the scutes, or the individual segments of a turtle shell. So this girl here is actually carrying a bunch of little shields on her back. This is not what you would call a historically or period accurate built shield. We knew going into this was going to be used for steel combat. We knew this would get thrashed around. And so we built it for that purpose. And I'll talk about some of the liberties we took down the line in just a moment. For starters, what is period accurate is this is made of three-layer plywood, which is what Roman scutums were made from. We know this from the Dura Europa shield, which is the only complete shield, only complete scutum that we have archaeologically. We do have some partial shields, but the Dura Europa is the only one, and it is made from three-layer plywood. This shield is 4 foot tall. It is 2 foot wide, which is within range of Roman scutums. There's some variations, but it falls within that range. Now, what isn't accurate is the facing. This is 100% linen. It's quite a bit cheaper than the traditional rawhide facing that would have gone on here. It was just a cheaper material for this to get bashed up. Now, interestingly, Polybius, there's a writing from Polybius that references a canvas facing, so that's an option as well. We do have just a very cheap leather instead of the typical edge reinforcement where you're just using a cheap leather reinforcement. Once again, just keeping the cost down because we know that the shield's going to get banged up. Beyond that, some of the features that this shield has is an ash handle. And all of our Roman Scutums will have an ash handle because ash is just a really good, durable, sturdy wood. This is not going to bend or snap, break as this gets used. And it features a steel boss made for us by our friends at Uggla's Night Forge, as well as the nails that rivet the shield together. And, you know, if you know us, you know, we always fangirl over our friends at Uggla's Night Forge. Scott the Blacksmith is incredible. Truly, whenever we have a new project, it becomes Scott's problem. So this is his first of his Roman bosses, and he just knocked it out of the park. It just looks incredible on there. Now, we've painted this with milk paint from the Real Milk Paint Company and treated it with an outdoor defense oil from them as well. And this is going to give us this really lovely look, or at least until our friends at the Heavy Steel Combat Exhibitors smash this up. So, just a great shield. This was a lot of fun to build. We are working right now, as I speak, on a period accurate, period built Roman Scutum, and these are available for purchase right now. You can order them. I will put links below where you can contact us to order your own, as well as links to the Heavy Steel Combat Exhibitors, the Swordsmanship Museum Academy, and Nordic Fire Festival. You definitely should check them out. Give them love, if nothing else. As well as links to all the other people who helped make this project help get this to the finish line. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you all in the next video. Who's my girl? Can you stick your head out for me? Scutum means... Will you stop that? There we go. Crikey. The Latin word scuta, which we get the word scutum from, means... Oh. Now, the Roman word scuta... Latin. Side note, the Roman word... There we go. Sorry, girl. On their back. Remember, boys, consent.